Good morning. It's Saturday morning. This morning I was just driving in quiet and just the stillness of the morning and just listening to God and talking to God and being with Him. And He was making things clear to me as far as how it worked in my life with my relationship with Him and the peace I have with Him today that I never had in my life. And I was going all the way back to the garden where it talks that they were in perfect peace and shalom with God. And then they chose to be autonomous or apart from God by their choice. They wanted the same knowledge as God had of good and evil. And He allowed them to go there. And then I believe, us being in this place that we can experience that peace again when we submit our will and our lives back to God. I was thinking about the soul. We're soul and flesh. So we're born into flesh and soul, which is the mind, the emotions, and the will. And I think what happens with people, at least in my life, is 15 years ago when I came to God and I experienced that grace, that come to me all who are weary and carry heavy burdens. That was me. I was weighted down by the choices I made in my life, the self-centered choices. And then I experienced that grace of God. But the second part of that is yoke yourself to me, learn from me, understand the beauty of who I am, understand who you are in my sight. And I didn't do that. I didn't come to the place of submitting that will to God, because what happens is the Spirit's awoken at that point. I think it lays dormant within us, and now all of a sudden you come to God and that Spirit's awakened, but you have to lay down your self-will to truly live in the fullness of living in the Spirit instead of in the flesh or in the soul life. A lot of us live, I think, in the soul life in church. We haven't come to that place of laying down the self-life, the self-will life. Die to self, and that's when you truly begin to live. That's what God was like speaking to me today. I just experienced kind of a clear vision of that. But like with our own children, our desire for them is to live in peace, in harmony, in joy. But they have a free will to choose what they're going to do. And that's how God is with us. He gives us the free will to choose, because that's what love is. He wants us to come to Him. He wants us to have relationship with Him on our choice. God, I hope that you can experience freedom today and peace and harmony and shalom. God bless y'all.